When it comes to games cashing in on the look and feel of classics, it can be done well and other times be done awful, and there's a new JRPG called Dragon Sinker that's trying to leave a good impression. But should you be sinking hours into this RPG, or should this one just be fed to a dragon? Dragon Sinker is a very much classic-style 8-bit JRPG from Kemco, who has released several other classic-style JRPGs over the last few years for mobile and for PC and console. Dragon Sinker is very much like the other Kemco JRPGs as far as the overall design goes. There's the lottery system, the microtransactions, and options to speed things up a little bit if you want to do so. A big part of any JRPG is the story, and the story here is just okay. Basically, you live in a world where people have to be sacrificed to a dragon so that the dragon doesn't end up killing everyone. The responsibility of why the dragon's able to have this kind of power is really up to multiple reasons, and everyone's pointing fingers and blaming each other. You have the humans, the elves, and the dwarves. The themes of racism and pointing the fingers at each other is something that continues on throughout the whole game, but honestly, the story doesn't evolve much more past just the fact of trying to eventually build up enough power to slay the same dragon you meet at the beginning of the game. The way that the battle party is handled in the game is at least a little bit unique. You have 3 main characters, and each character can have 3 other party members with them, though the main characters can't join each other's parties, so you can't have Abraham teaming up with Mia, the elven princess, or Bowen, the dwarven king. Instead, you'll have other characters or animals that can switch up jobs and will level up independently, though you cannot change up their equipment or really customize them in many ways. The 3 different parties can be swapped between at any point via the menu, or can even be swapped during battle. If your team ends up getting wiped, you can also swap in one of the other teams that's still standing to hope to be able to still finish off and win the fight. The battle system itself, though, is pretty standard. It's turn-based JRPG, attacking magic items. If you played any JRPG of the last 30 years, you probably have an idea of what to expect. There isn't a lot of unique mechanics being thrown in here. Progression in the game is pretty linear, though there are some side quests as well as side dungeons for you to complete that could potentially end up rewarding you with some special items. Basically though, you go to a town, you'll talk to whoever the leader of the town is, and they will point you in the direction of wherever the dungeon is. You can always pull up a map to kind of know exactly where you need to go to next, and there is a mini-map in the corner that you can toggle on and off or make bigger that always at least helps you as far as figuring out the mazes of a lot of the dungeons, so if you're someone who gets lost easily, this can be a real helpful tool. Though, if you want a more challenging experience, of course you can toggle this off. Like the other Kemco games, you can adjust your playstyle a little bit here with multiple difficulties. Playing through on normal did require a bit of grinding usually before entering new areas, a bit of strategy also usually during boss fights, as well as you can also toggle how many encounters you end up having to make more or less of them. Like many of the other Kemco RPGs, it's not exceptionally long, taking me roughly 8 to 10 hours to get through it, but that will of course be affected by the amount of encounters as well as difficulty. The game also features some late game content and some extra stuff for you to go after, so it can add a few extra hours of gameplay. The game also features the lottery system that's very similar to the other Kemco games, where you earn lottery tickets for buying stuff from the random shops, as well as you can also get them from citizens, and this lottery will provide you with a lot of items, some very good and can even break the game early on because you can get some really powerful weapons. From the technical side of things though, the game ran smoothly. I didn't run into any major glitching, crashing, or slowdown of any sort. Dragon Sinker is available now on the PS4 for $14.99, and it does feature a Platinum trophy. The game is also available on the Nintendo 3DS, PC, and mobile devices. I will also say I'm pretty disappointed the game is $14.99 on PS4, where it's only $9.99 on the Nintendo 3DS and PC, and the PC version launched only a little over a month ago. Overall, Dragon Sinker is a fun little 8-bit casual JRPG. If you're someone who's a die-hard fan of the genre, you're probably not going to find enough to really sink your teeth into it, the story just being okay and gameplay pretty much just being par for the course. With everything said, I enjoyed Dragon Sinker, but you may want to wait for a little bit of a price drop. I'm going to be giving it a 7 out of 10. But anyway guys, I'm going to wrap up this review. I'd like to thank you for watching, and of course I hope you enjoyed.